I don't know what you're trying to do here, if it is to make me feel better or something else, but we both know that that isn't the case. Taehyung grabs the cold metal ladder. I misunderstood you and me, and misinterpreted a non-existing communication, and went in fucking shock, but in the end, it was still me causing the godforsaken breakup. Even if it was you, no. That's where you're wrong. Among many things, Tae. I didn't break up with you, Tae. Where the hell did you even get that from? And there he says it again. And if Taehyung was confused the first time around, he's 100 times that right now, because Jungkook is opposing to the very core of his view on their breakup, and that is pretty gut-wrenching, to be quite frank about it. What the f*** on about? Really? Taehyung swings himself up onto the ladders and is immediately met by Seokjin, all smiles and sparkly eyes. A girl and a guy that Taehyung vaguely recognizes stand just behind him. Just as he opens his mouth to speak, Jungkook climbs up behind Taehyung, and Seokjin's expression freezes. Taehyung does not feel in the mood for just about everything right now, so he nods dismissively at Seokjin and hopes that he'll just get it. As he walks past him, he can hear Jungkook mumble a short, "Hi Seokjin," following Taehyung up the stairs to Sundeck. Yoongi is standing in the opening to the boat's biggest social room, and smiles at Taehyung when he catches sight of him. Taehyung is about to say something polite but short when Jungkook pipes up behind him. "Yoongi, hi. You have a room somewhere we can use for a while?" If Taehyung's jaw is dropping, Yoongi is hitting the floor, and Kate, where he's been standing with his arm around, laughs nervously. What? Yoongi's eyes flicker between Taehyung and Jungkook. "What the f*** wrong with you?" Taehyung cries out, but the situation is so ridiculous that he can't help but laugh as well. "I just thought there must be private rooms on this boat as well," Jungkook continues. "Really? Is he for real? Is this his humor, all of a sudden, or has he completely lost it?" Taehyung can't decide what to think, but he crosses his arms over his chest and turns around and glares at Jungkook, where he stumbles up the last step of the stairs. When Jungkook is standing next to Taehyung and he gets time to process their faces, he scrunches up his nose questioningly, but then finally the penny drops even for him. "Oh! Oh!" he shouts, and then barks out a short laugh, slapping his hand over his mouth and bends slightly forward in amusement. "Oh my god, Yoongi, don't tell me you thought, oh my god, this is hilarious. You tell me what to think when you ask for a private room at a party, you idiot. It's not like it's the first time either, mind," Yoongi teases. Feeling unwanted heat creep up his neck, Taehyung bites his lip and tries to look amused as well, but he's rather sure he doesn't pull it off. He blushes, for God's sake, because of the sudden familiarity of the situation. Loads of memories crashing down on him, containing him and Jungkook having done just this, discreetly, but still, asking for a room. That knowledge, combined with the current reality, and the obvious forbiddance of even mentioning something like this between them as it is now, is just nerve-wracking. Jungkook is barely laughing now, looking at Taehyung to see if he's on board, but Taehyung looks away. Definitely not as amused as Jungkook. He wasn't feeling tip-top to start with, because he can't stop thinking about the conversation Jungkook initiated whilst they were swimming. Something about it itches, badly, and he both wants, and doesn't want, to find out where he was going with it. So that's why he wants a private room. He's going to talk to Taehyung about this, whether he wants it or not. And for the first time this trip he actually welcomes it. "Get out of the gutter, Cookie. Oh, I just need to talk to Taehyung one-on-one." You know we are never left alone when in public. Taehyung notices that Yoongi actually looks relieved, really Yoongi, and shrugs, so as not to undermine Jungkook's explanation. They can't afford any rumors whatsoever, but on the other hand Taehyung is pretty sure Yoongi will keep this to himself. He's not stupid. And as for Kate, well, she's been with Yoongi long enough. She knows the drill. One floor up. Either one of two black doors furthest down the corridor. They're unlocked. Jungkook starts to climb the stairs immediately, whilst Taehyung gives Yoongi a quick squeeze of his arm. Don't worry, mate. Jungkook is so damn awkward sometimes. You know this is not what he so skillfully has managed for it to look like. Of course, Yoongi says neutrally, and Taehyung really hopes he means what he's saying. When Taehyung gets to the corridor on the next floor, Jungkook is already outside one of the black doors, a couple of doors down. He enters the left one and Taehyung hurries to get there before the door automatically slams shut. What happens, though, is that Taehyung is being shoved backwards, out into the corridor again, by Jungkook's broad back. Hearing him desperately mumble his apologies, Taehyung curiously peeks over his shoulder and is met by a rather compromising scene. A guy's on his knees on the bed, with his back against them, holding onto the bed frame with all his might, pounding into a screaming girl, apparently in the middle of coming. Taehyung isn't sure the guy even stalls. He just shouts something along the lines of "get the f out and shutting door," so that's what they do. Jesus, as if this whole crazy situation isn't bad enough as it already is. Jungkook hurriedly opens the other door, opposite to the fateful one, and that room is thankfully empty. Reaching around Taehyung in the narrow hallway, Jungkook locks the door, mumbling something they should have thought of doing, and walks in front of Taehyung into the room, which looks a lot like the other one. It's a bedroom, where the huge bed in the middle is the room's heart. There's a minibar, a small sofa, two armchairs with a small table, and a TV. There's one door, that by elimination must be leading to the bathroom. The other one, made entirely out of glass, situated in the middle of the floor-to-ceiling window wall, leads out to a balcony. "Is that a jacuzzi?" Jungkook exclaims, stretching his neck to get a better view of the small outdoor area. Of course, it's a king jacuzzi, and Taehyung curses this whole room for being a perfect nest, but also that he obviously won't be able to take advantage of that fact. His mind briefly touches the possibilities of someone, anyone, just to get to explore this room for what it's built for. But then he looks at Jungkook and, no. Hell no. You're brave, taking me here, with your boyfriend on the same boat and everything, Taehyung mumbles, but honestly, he means it. Was he Justin, he wouldn't have been impressed. "You know I'm a brave man," Jungkook replies, "and, well, yeah." Jumping onto the bed, still only in his damp swimming shorts, Taehyung gets himself comfortable against the bed frame, pulling one leg up under the other. Jungkook goes to check out the minibar and comes back with 2 half bottles of champagne and a packet of crisps. Only in his swimming shorts as well, quite a lot shorter and tighter than Taehyung, though. "Would be a shame losing the nice buzz from earlier," he explains and pops both open, handing one over to Taehyung. "And yes, please, I'd like for us to talk." Taking a seat next to Taehyung, Jungkook raises his bottle in a toast and they both drink a healthy sip of the bubbly alcohol, Taehyung ripping up the packet of crisps straight afterwards. "Feels right weird sitting here like friends, or whatever," Taehyung blurts out, kind of cursing his stupid, spontaneous mouth, but it's still what he thinks, So why not let Jungkook in on it? Jungkook isn't cringing about it, and just nods. He pouts with his lower lip a bit, as if he's contemplating Taehyung words. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have just been sitting here if we weren't just friends. It's food for thought. Taehyung can see where he's coming from. Which are thoughts they really shouldn't elaborate further on, though. But before Taehyung has time to change the subject, Jungkook mumbles, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have been out in that jacuzzi by now. Nah, the jacuzzi wouldn't have been round too, Taehyung says. It all to hell? He can't be bothered holding back all the time. Gasping, mock outrage, Jungkook smiles wide, but then nods. You're right. This bed is too comfy to not get started in, okay. So, yeah. They sit in silence for a good minute, but then Jungkook clears his throat and looks down at the bottle in his hand. I wasn't as innocent as I might have wanted to come across as, you know. Taehyung turns to stare at his profile, a mixture of feelings overtaking his body in a matter of seconds. Because Jungkook's words hold so much, and they scare the absolute shit out of him. For two reasons mainly. 1. He has lived in the belief that Taehyung is the angel and he himself is the devil. Which has been the easiest way of dealing with it, really. He can try and come to terms with his own cups, but having to add Jungkook's wrongdoings to the equation would just be confusing. And it would open up a big black hole of horrendous questions in its way. 2. What does Jungkook really mean by saying that he wasn't as innocent as he may have appeared at the time? And why is he insisting on that it wasn't him who broke up with Taehyung? Is he insinuating that it was the other way around? Which, in that case, makes it all come to a head yet again. Because if that's so, why in the hell did they even break up in the first place? The thought makes his blood run cold. Slowly Jungkook turns his head to look at him back. It's as if something's dawning on him as well. And Taehyung honestly feels like he needs to hide or run away. These are exactly the type of feelings he just can't be dealing with right now.